totally different questions.
No, Your Honour, there's no re-examination.
Before we close, I have one question. I want to refer you back to paragraph 1716 of tab 1. It's paragraph 716 of tab 1.
716.
What's on the screen is not that.
Joint statement.
Adrian, 1232.
I would summarise that as, in its totality, as indicating what we would describe as a pastoral response. Do you think that's an accurate description?
I don't understand the question. I apologise.
Well,
A religious response.
yes, pastoral means looking after the flock.
Yeah.
I mean, this is about empathy and compassion and so on. And that's all very well as it goes, but you would now understand from the Royal Commission's work that the often very grievous effects of child sexual abuse are life-changing and life-affecting, and therefore people need, and I stress independent, expert, independent therapeutic intervention, sometimes called counselling, but it can be better described as I put it. I want to know, in terms of your response to the 1,006 files of victims and subsequent victims that have come to your attention, whether the Jehovah's Witnesses branch in Australia have assisted or decided to assist or planned to assist victims or survivors with respect to therapeutic intervention by independent experts.
Yes, so on that, Commissioner, we, of course, allow the individual to decide who they would like to use, but certainly we will assist in funding any of the victims who fall into that category automatically under the terms of reference of the Redress scheme. We would see part of the redress would be covering medical and ongoing psychological or psychiatric help or some other form of...
And you do that presently?
No, because... we haven't had any actual claims or correspondence until this last mainly 6 to 8 months. And it's only just at the point now that the legal firm we're using, Gilchrist Connell, have now written to the solicitors of the victims and have now presented us with some suggestions for consultation.
Well, this is not really about the law. It's about going further than compassion and actually providing people help for grievous psychological harm. Surely you're not going to wait until 2018 when a redress scheme finally comes up to reach out to victims and survivors.
No, not at all.
4 more major institutions today signed up to the National Compensation Scheme for survivors of child sex abuse. They are the Anglican Church, the Salvation Army, Scouts and YMCA. The scheme now covers an estimated 80% of survivors. But as Madeline Morris reports, there's still some concern that the scheme may shortchange them.
After 18 months of negotiation, a breakthrough. A national redress scheme for child victims of sexual abuse in some of Australia's biggest institutions is now largely signed up.
I would love to welcome representatives from the Anglican Church, the Scouts, the YMCA and the Salvation Army, who are here to announce that they will be joining the National Redress Scheme.
We can't change the past for survivors, but we can change their future.
With today's signatories, the Catholic Church and most states and territories, the government says 80% of children sexually abused in institutions are now covered. Amongst those yet to join are the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Uniting Church and other religious groups. And the pressure is on.
I will encourage all those groups to join the scheme. If they don't, they will be the ones who will have to publicly defend their stance.
Commissioner, because we have already now been in contact with these, so the ones who've made claims, we're not actively going out looking for other victims because we don't know what the situation is with them. But those who've corresponded to us, who've sought some form of redress or compensation, we're at the point now where we can address it long before 2018.
Perhaps I could ask through you, Mr. Stewart. Perhaps I could ask through you if you could give us some formal advice as to whether you are assisting anyone at present with financial help for independent therapeutic advice as a branch.
We'll follow that up, Chris. Nothing further, nothing arising from that, Mr. Dockley? No, there's nothing that should be done. Very well, thank you. That brings this particular hearing to an end. And thank you both for your contribution, and you are now excused, and we'll adjourn until 2 o'clock.